For as long as I can remember, my ethnic hair has been an issue. Most people don't know what to do with it, including me, and it really has affected my self-esteem. I'm here today to have a candid conversation with Lisa Price, founder of Carol's Daughter, about why our hair matters so much and how it really can affect your self-esteem. Lisa, I just have to tell you this story. When I was 5, I came home from school and cried because my hair was so curly. I begged my mom to straighten it, and that started the cycle with my hair. It fell out, and I was on this repeat cycle of curly straight. So tell me, why does it matter so much to women all the way at age 5?
You know, it's really, really interesting because I have a 6-year-old daughter and I hear the same thing from her. I want flat hair, and it's something that unfortunately doesn't go away because we don't see enough images of different types of hair. So when children look at television, when they look at movies, they're just not seeing enough diversity. You need to see curl, you need to see wave, you need to see kink, you need to see straight.
So let me ask you, as a child, who did you identify with that, made it okay for you to have curly hair, to go natural?
Well, I did at one time, I think I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I wrote a letter to Santa. I must have been more like 6, because by 8 I knew that wasn't real. But I wrote a letter to Santa asking to have long blonde hair for Christmas. And my mom had a very long talk with me about that and, how that's not possible. But my mother and my aunts always taught me to accept what I had and make the best with what I had. So even though there was some frustration, I guess, on my part, because all girls, we always want to be different from what we are. I did learn a level of, these are the cards that you've been dealt, and that's okay. And there isn't anything wrong with that. And if someone else doesn't accept it, that's their issue.
How, as a society, do we get past this and say it's okay to these little girls? And you've had all these great positive role models and influences, but what about these girls that don't have that? What do you say to them? You being a role model for them right now, what do you say to women who are still struggling, even at 25, 30, to accept their hair?
It's a conversation that I feel like I have all the time, because women will come to me and ask me about their hair, and a lot of times they have a misconception about their hair. They're not accustomed to a particular style, a cut, the way that it feels, how it moves, and they perceive that difference to be a negative. I have, conversations with people about having patience with their hair. If they are trying something new, be patient with it. Give it time to express itself.
So it's funny that you say that, because I think that's really important, is because when we change a job, we change a relationship, we give it time. So I think giving it time with our hair is also...
It's very important. If you go on a weight loss and exercise program, you don't change after the first workout.
Right, exactly.
You don't change after the first week.
Correct. Is this part of our identity as, women of color? Is it important for us to be natural, or is it just okay for us to conform and have that flat hair?
Well, I don't think of it as conforming. I think of it as doing what works for you. So for me, wearing my hair straight just doesn't work for me. It's not bad. I don't think anything negative about someone who straightens their hair or flat irons their hair. It just doesn't work for my lifestyle. It takes time away from things that I would spend doing other things. If I work out, then my hair is a mess and I got to start all over again. So it just doesn't work for me. So I wouldn't want someone to conform to the way I do my hair if it doesn't work for them. So for other women, wearing it straight is what works. It gives them the versatility they want. They're accustomed to it. They've been doing it for a long time. So I think it's more about knowing what works for you, liking it, and doing it because it empowers you, not doing it because you think that's what someone else wants you to do or look like.
So I think that I'm really guilty of trying to conform, and not just to flat hair, but to curly hair too, and feeling I have to be in one of those two molds. So I think that's probably the best advice that I've ever heard about hair, is just doing what works for you. So, that's really good advice. And, I don't feel like I need to fit in and feel bad about myself if I don't look a certain way.
Oh, not at all, not ever.
So I think that's the best takeaway is, do what works for you, and it doesn't matter if it's flat or curly or frizzy. If it works for you, it's great. We could continue to talk about this for hours.
Absolutely.
So why don't you join us at lifetimemoms.com to continue the conversation.